Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary or the SITREP for the day of 833 for the 5th of June. Commander, do remember to press the like button and subscribe. And we're going to start off with the frontline changes report. We have 6 frontline changes, actually 5, over at Voshansk, Novi, Ivaniske, Ocheretyne, and Novoporodsk. So let's start off with the Kharkiv front's Voshansk. So just a small change around here over in the center of Voshansk. So this is Voshansk, and the Russian mapping have claimed this area as under Russian control as well. So this is not corroborated on the Ukrainian side just yet. So this is based on the Russian claim. The next frontline change is over at Novi, over at the Bakhmut front. So Bakhmut front over here, and Novi here, sorry, over here. A very small change as well. This is also based on the Russian mapping. The Russian forces have taken the this few buildings on the outskirts of Novi, and further south from Novi at Ivaniske, as you saw just now, the Russian mapping also claimed to have taken these 2 tree lines around here. So Ivaniske is here, and so in the southern part of Ivaniske, whoops, sorry, I undo too many times, so I'm not sure what I have done. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, whatever. So the Russian forces have taken this area here, and so this is the frontline change over at Ivaniske. So this area here is just northwest of Klishchiivka, so southwest of Ivaniske. This is Bakhmut city. So at the next frontline change, we move into the Avdiivka front. So over at the Avdiivka front, at the Ocheretyne region, there is a lot of frontline change. According to the Ukrainian mapping, Deep State UA has mapped that the Russian forces have advanced further northward from the direction of Ocheretyne towards the wilderness, where I said that there is no much entrenchment. And the northern part of Ocheretyne has also been shown on Ukrainian mapping to be taken by the Russian forces, coming closer and closer to where the Russian claimed front line is. So if you zoom out a little bit, you may be able to see more. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, so Ocheretyne is here, and Novo-Alexandrivka, Arkhangelsk, and you can see that the Russians have taken this entire area here based on the Ukrainian mapping, and they are pushing further north of the yesterday's progress from this area here, and they closed up the entire northern front line that is under the gray zone because the Ukrainian and Russian mapping cannot agree. Now the Ukrainian mapping is getting closer to what the Russians have been claiming. And this is a continuation of my claim that the Russians is likely to push in this direction. Through this area here, there is not a lot of heavy entrenchment that is previously established. So yeah, I did DPA Ukraine. I did a Ukraine briefing. I'm planning to change the name to Ukraine War Talk. So instead of Ukraine War Briefing, I'm going to talk because it's a bit heavy. It's too heavy to be called a briefing. So anyway, it's on the main channel, the DPA's main channel. I will put the link in the description as well as at the end of this video. Do check it out. And also, yesterday's SITREP I published very late, so you should also go and watch it because I have covered a lot of things in the situation report if you are into the situation report. So, but anyway, yeah, shit happens. And so the last frontline change is over at Novoporodsk. So in the southwestern part of Solovyovo, Russian forces have continued to move closer and closer to Novoporodsk as they continue to advance from the northeast of Novoporodsk towards Novoporodsk. So these are the last frontline changes at the Avdiivka front and for the entire past 24 hours. So before I start the strategy and tactical reporting, a few notes. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry did not post their report. So there is no Ukrainian Defense Ministry's report around here. So so just take note that this is going to be pretty much heavy on the Russian information. And we're going to start off with the Kharkiv front. At the Kharkiv front, there is not much report of the fighting, except that there is shelling being reported at Vasily as well as Grafsky or Grafsky. So or Grafskoye. So this is the two shelling report by the Russian Defense Ministry. We do have continuation of the fighting over the Voschansk, according to the Russian Defense Ministry, that they say that the Russians continue to make good progress around here. There is geolocation of a Lancet hitting a Ukrainian vehicle allegedly carrying ammunition getting destroyed at the southern part of Voschansk as he's trying to move into the city. And that's about it over at the battle of in this Russian Kharkiv front. So it's no longer offensive, so I'm not going to call it the offensive anymore. It's going to be a Kharkiv front. We move into the Kupiansk front. At the Kupiansk front, we have fighting being reported at Petropavlivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. Further south, over at the Svetove front, we have fighting reported at Novoselivsky as well as towards Stemekhivka. So this is the current situation. Both are reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. Yes, correct. Both are Russian Defense Ministry. Further south, at Makiivka, we have fighting being reported here. At Makiivka, we are fighting reported at Yampolivka, Torske, and Dibrova. All the information, if I not remember wrong, is all Russian Defense Ministry. There is a geolocation of Russian forces, Russian air defense system. The Tor system got attacked, probably destroyed by a FPV drone just off Zilivska. It was spotted by a surveillance drone to be firing a missile. So the smoke trail allows the Ukrainians to pinpoint where the air defense system is. So despite the air defense system tried to move its location after it fires, there's just too much smoke. The dust, when it moves around, it just allows the drone to capture where the air defense is and manage to destroy it. So that's all for the Crimea front. And you can see that yesterday we do not have reports of fighting around at the Crimea front, and you can see the Russians have reactivated the front again. So it's just whack-a-mole. Moving into the Sivers front, there is nothing at the Sivers. We move into the Bakhmut front. At the Bakhmut front, fighting is largely in the northern half of the Bakhmut front. Russian forces attack at Zalynyansky, Orikhovo, Vasilivka, Khorivka, Kalinina, towards Chasivya, and at Ivaniske. So you can see that it's basically a flower boom. It's like a flower. And yeah. There's a Bakhmut flower. So anyway, this is the current situation over the Bakhmut front. The Russians have activated this front line, and over at the Ivaniske region, we have Russian claims of these three lines getting captured by the Russian forces. So this is the expansion of the claim by the Russian side. The Ukrainians have not acknowledged this change just yet. The change at the Novi is very small, so it's nothing worth talking about. The Russians are still continue to not enter into Novi. At the New York front, the Russian forces shelled Torex, and then they attack in the direction of New York. This is probably probing, nothing to really shout about. We move into the Avdiivka front. In the northern half of the Avdiivka front, Russian forces attack in the north of Ocheretyne, attack in the area of Novoalexandrivka, attack Novoporovsky, as well as towards the direction of Novoselivka Persha. So, as significant as mentioned in the frontline changes report, two main front lines are the one fighting in the northern part of Ocheretyne, with the Russian forces making massive progress in this area here, west of Arkhangelsk, and the Russians are also pushing towards Novoporovsky, and maybe going to start the battle of Novoporovsky in the very, very near future. So there is north of Ocheretyne, there is no settlements around here. Basically, it stretches all the way up to almost the junction towards Konstantinivka. Konstantinivka is here. There's a junction around here, and there's literally nothing here. And this is what I predict the Russians will do. And as they push out, they will send branches of forces to attack various settlements and head towards the highway and break all these highways as they move in the main direction towards Konstantinivka. So this is what I think is currently happening, and I already predicted this a long time ago. You can actually check out the report in the mapping over here, analysis, what next after Ocheretyne. I've already predicted or analyzed that this is the most sensible route for the Russians to do. In the southern flank of the Avdiivka front, fighting is reported towards Khalivka, according to Ryba. So then that's about it from the Avdiivka front. At the Battle of Krasnohorivka, there is some updates from Deep State UA and Ryba. But particularly from Deep State UA, they say that there is some advancement in Krasnohorivka, but I can't see it because it's probably too minute. It doesn't really reflect on the DPA's mapping, so I cannot really tell what's the changes. So no changes are being changed on the DPA's mapping. And someone said that on Telegram, in the DPA forum office, my office in the DPA forum, say that I should speak more American and British, or rather more American or Canadian accent. So I don't know. I try to speak in the southern accent. No. I just gonna speak the way how I want to speak, because the truth to be told, if I have to speak in the different accent, I have to use additional brain power to translate what I'm going to say into to add an accent to it, and then it would just make me take more energy. So over at the Donetsk front, further south, there's the Battle of Paraskovivka continues, and there is also fighting in the south of Konstantinivka. So this is the current situation in the Konstantinivka, Novomikhailivka region. Moving further away, there's nothing else around in the Voleda region. There is a geolocation of a helicopter-guided missile strike at Preshestivka. Over at the Velika Novosilka sector, the Russian forces allegedly is attacking towards Makarivka. They are clearing out the northern part of Staromayorsky, and they are attacking the southern part of Ocheretyne. So this is the still ongoing battle. The Ukrainians are holding their lines very firmly in this area here. They are not wanting the Russians to make any breakthrough in this area. These are hard-fought conquests from the 2023 counteroffensive. So the Ukrainians, very reluctant to lose any grounds. So far, they have not really lose much grounds. The furthest point the Ukrainians went and captured is Staromayorsky and Ocheretyne. Pretty much, they are still holding the two settlements, but they have not lost it per se just yet. There is a geolocation of a Russian missile strike on a bridge at Velika Novosilka, and this bridge allegedly across the Shaitanka River has been destroyed. So we will continue to monitor. The last time we have a bridge destroyed was the other one along the Mokryali River. So the two bridges in this area has been destroyed. I think there's one more. Not even sure if this is a bridge or whatnot. They can cross around the Shaitanka River on this shallow side. So it's not the end days, but it is going to be very, very inconvenient for the Ukrainians. So that's all from the Donetsk front. At the Zaporizhia front, we have no much report around all these locations because the Ukrainians did not report anything. The Russians only merely mentioned about attacking Pyatikaki. So this is the only one here. And then they also shelled Ukrainian forces over at Stenokhursk over here. So just off the south of Zaporizhia city. And then we move into the Kherson front. At the Kherson front, the Russian forces shelled this location called Novokairi. I've never really pronounced this name before. This is the first time I actually seen this settlement, because this area here was quickly given up by the Russian forces in their quick retreat south of the Dnipro River. There's as there is no Ukrainian report, so there is no Murny, so there's no Krinky. And then so the geolocation wise, we have a helicopter strike on this is what this location called Ohivka, and there's also another strike, which is I'm not sure what kind of strike is there, but it hit some kind of a ammo dump north of the Inhulets. So That are the two geolocations, not very important, and that's it. So this is the SITREP, or the situation report, for the day of 833 for the 5th of June. Commander, do press the like button, subscribe, and I highly urge you to watch the previous situation report, because there is a lot more information there, and a lot of things happened the day before. So I think it will give you a lot more context into what is currently happening in this situation. And do check out the DPA War Briefing, which I'm going to likely change name to DPA War Talk, because I think I talk a lot. Not I didn't really brief a lot. I talk a lot. Briefing sounds very very thin and shallow. I think it's War Talk. DPA War Talk, Ukraine War Talk sounds about that. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.